Hello and welcome back to our Sunday Bots Rolls campaign. Yes, there's a banana on Brother Maury.
It's to be fair.
It's not a euphemism for anything.
No, it's a literal banana.
There was raunch promised.
Yes, there was raunch promised, so raunch will be delivered. So before we jump in, we just want to hit our few sponsors, or not sponsors, friends, we should say. Go ahead, Christy, you're first.
All right. So this week, the tower is in honor of our medic. This is our Warforged tower. And I think it kind of looks like him. Yeah.
Yeah. Slightly phallus shaped.
And it's kind of got a face on it. You know, if you look at it in the right angle, there's a little face there. And
Nice, yes.
That is cool.
So is Medic going to get his own tower in game now?
Ooh, we'll see.
I mean, he might.
Will it be shaped like a dick? If he gets one, yes.
Already delivering on the raunch.
Mrs. Medic's tower looks like a dick.
Medic Szymanski's tower.
Okay,
Other people have a tower, but this one is mine.
So we're gonna give a shout out next. Jake, do you want to do it?
Yes, a big thank you to dddice.com for letting us test run their awesome service with having our community dice roll that you can see in the center of our screen right now. It's awesome. Still in alpha phase, but it's rolling awesome. Except when it gives me ones, then it sucks.
So that link is in the chat, so head over there and check that out. It is fantastic. And if you have any problems, check their Discord, which we don't have a link to, but I will get one before the end of stream. And yeah, throw it in the chat. If you have any problems with it, head over to Discord, their Discord, and throw it in there, and they address everything super quickly. They're amazing. They're just great.
Good people, fast response.
Yes. Definitely. And they fixed a lot of stuff so far. They've come a really long way in a very short time, so I can't wait to see where they head to next. So, any other announcements or anything we need to say? Mickey?
Can we promote Tuesday?
That's why I threw it to you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So Tuesday nights on this channel, we are doing just a mini Spelljammer campaign. Probably only going to go another 4 more weeks, something like that, depending on how much they RP. This past session, they spent like 2.5 hours in a tavern.
I got hammered.
Ordering mixology cocktails, like you know what, Spelljammer, bring on the wackiness. So I love it. So it's Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. The lovely DM of this campaign, Josh, is in that game as a player. Ariel is in that game as a monk, and Jake is in that game as a rogue who always likes to go first.
Speaking of which, Ariel, your character is like totally like dunked
In the bucket.
Yeah, in a bucket.
Just a heads up for Tuesday, you're going to wake up and your skin is slightly brown. I don't know why.
All right.
For some reason, your skin is...
I do change colors, so...
Yeah. You did not choose to have your skin tinted brown, but you're going to wake up with some brown tinted skin. But you could just,
Got it.
Yeah. Maybe just the bottom half, so you'd be downtown brown.
And with that, Brother Maury, would you like to read the recap before we get started?
Oh, yes, Brother Maury loves reading recaps.
The Sunday sermon from Brother Maury.
My brothers and sisters of the chat, I know you are here from across the pond to the deserts of Arizona and everywhere in between. And we do not bring the California love because the players here are already bringing it. Last time our adventurers battled a small horde of undead at the entrance to a fallen tower. Our brother Fargus and our sister Goatheart were embroiled in a battle with a tough warrior that remained split from his group. Now we learned a very valuable lesson, though. You do not split the party in D&D. For Fargus and Goatheart were having a hell of a time, but when they managed to regroup with the rest of us, we were able to quickly dispatch that foe and then explore the ruins below. We discovered a giant, yawning chasm and the markings of an abandoned portal, perhaps a teleportation circle, where mysterious strangers and a not BBEG with a book and kind of a devilish look about him. He's definitely not a super evil guy, and they weren't, teleporting stuff out of these ruins. That is not what happened. And our brother Arvid killed 2 horses. That is what happened last time. And, we went down for a night of sleep.
Right.
Did I miss anything? Oh, great and powerful being above, Josh.
And now I think that pretty much covers it. You also cooked and ate said Arvet murdered horses.
We did.
So you could say that again. Did you say that Arvad murdered some horses?
2 of them.
Allegedly.
2 horses. He murdered 2 horses.
Yeah, with a fence.
It was the fence.
He used the fence as his murdering weapon.
Use the fence, Luke.
Death by fence.
He used the fence.
Legend says that happened, but innocent until proven guilty.
What do you mean?
Shucks, I wonder what the word might be for that, because you could yeet someone out a window. It's called defenestration. What do you call it if you throw someone through a fence?
Why do you know that?
Yes.
Defenestration. Everyone knows defenestration.
Yeah,
I know, that's a common word.
It is a common word.
it's a fun word.
It is a fun word.
I know, right?
For those who don't,
Yes.
you could just say, don't piss me off, or I'm going to defenestrate you. And they'll be like,
Straight you.
It sounds a lot like castrate, so I would be like, no, I'm not about that.
It's like dihydrogen monoxide. People don't understand what that is unless they really think about it.
Oh, Jesus. All right, so we're going to jump into the campaign. When last we left off,
it's found in chess.
Assassination by defenestration.
people had, the group had decided to bed down. The only small quarrel that night was Brother Maury and Arved fighting over the nice bed. Which Brother Maury may or may not have. Well, Brother Maury got the bed.
Brother Maury could have left Arvad dead on the floor twice.
So,
Yeah.
as you all settle down for a night's sleep, where is everyone going to be? Brother Maury obviously on the bed.
Arvid, I went to where the sort of camping room was with the sleeping bag, so I could at least get a sleeping bag inside a tent or something.
Okay. Mr. Trevelyan?
I don't really mind. I'll find one of the areas just to throw a sleeping bag down and get down there.
And Goatheart?
I'll go into the same area that Arvet is, where the campfire is, and,
Okay.
take advantage of the sleeping bags that are there.
M3, where are you standing up for the night?
I will be standing in the doorway to the campsite within view of the hallway and the entrance to the tower.
Okay. You do see when you begin to bed down, Fargus makes his way back to the outdoors as he's known to do. The night passes peacefully for you guys. Nothing of excitement happens. The morning comes, you begin to hear birds and so forth chirping outside as the sun rises. Mr. Gavellian, you would actually be up before the sunrise, so is there anything you'd like to do in your 4 hours awake?
I'll go outside and have a bit of a look around, see what the situation is, whether anything's changed, check over our wagon and stuff to make sure nothing's been stolen.
You see the wagon, but you don't find Fargus.
I find any tracks of Fargus?
Roll a survival check.
$21.
You notice some leading from the entrance to the ruins to the cart, and you see some like in the general vicinity of the cart, but you don't find any that lead off.
Okay. I'll go back downstairs and make sure I haven't just missed him around where everybody else is sleeping.
You investigate the ruins area. You find M3 standing like propped up in the doorway, Goatheart and Arvad in the sleeping bags, and Brother Maury comfortably tucked into the big lavish bed. But you don't find Fargus down there at all.
Now, Medic doesn't actually need any kind of rest, is that correct?
Affirmative.
So I will go over in front of him and kind of tap him on the shoulder, not quite knowing what I'm about to kind of expect, because he's rebuilt.
You see his
Medic.
eyes flare brighter.
Ah, there you are. Fargus appears to have gone wandering. I can't find him anywhere.
Peculiar.
Did he mention anything to you before he went?
No, but I noticed his sleeping patterns suggest he prefers sleeping in the outdoors. Perhaps he found a campsite outside.
I couldn't see any tracks of his leading away from the camp. I did have a bit of a look. That is my forte, after all.
Did you assess for other woodland creature tracks?
I mean, I know he can turn into a panther, and I didn't see any of those tracks over and above the ones I was expecting to find. I don't know what else he can turn into, no.
This is peculiar. Should we rouse the others then?
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's nothing. Maybe he's gone off to, I don't know, commune or do something. Perhaps he'll be back in a bit. So let's wait for the others to wake up. And if he hasn't turned up by that point, then maybe we can discuss it.
Agreed.
Okay. I'll nod at Medic and head back outside.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do outside?
No, I'm going to just keep an eye out for Fargus, basically.
Okay.
Sit on the ruins somewhere about 10, 15 foot off the ground. Nothing too high and nothing too precarious, and just kind of wait.
Okay. Yeah, you see the morning life begin to kind of take hold in the morning there in the forest. The rest of you rouse in the morning. Pretty uneventful night for you. Fairly comfortable.
Long rest, comfortable.
Yes, you got a long rest.
Just saying. Some of us, took damage that fight, like Arvad.
Were the sleeping bags more comfortable than the actual bed?
No.
Yes. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. I'm going to say, yeah, because I had an absolutely wonderful night's sleep.
I loved uneventful nights.
I have to say, I'm really enjoying traveling with Medic. It's nice not to have to wake up in the middle of the night for watch. You've got somebody who's always awake, and I kind of want him to stick around. I'm not gonna lie.
I do wake up with like this feeling of guilt. Like, I don't know if it was because we ate the horses or what, but I want to go and apologize to Fargus.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to go outside and apologize to him.
Heading outside, you see it's early in the morning. The sun isn't very high, so it's still not bright, but it's light enough for you to see. But you go out, and with a bit of searching, you do see Mr. Trevelyan kind of up scouting, and the wagon, but you don't find Fargus anywhere.
Hey, Mr. Cavillion, have you seen Fargus around?
No, I haven't actually seen him for about 4 hours. He does like to sleep outside, so I was expecting that he'd gone off somewhere, maybe to commune with nature or have a bit of a kip, but he hasn't come back. I can't seem to find his tracks leading off anywhere. So,
Right, me too. I thought he would be out here.
Perhaps the mushrooms that he usually has for breakfast did not agree with him this morning.
entirely plausible.
Hmm.
Or maybe I should just widen my search a little bit further. Then I'll maybe do some concentric circles a little bit further out from the camp and see what I can find.
Roll me another survival check.
I'm gonna do it. There we go. 14. Ignore that second one. 14.
Okay. You're able to find sporadic tracks the farther out you push. Back in the direction of Pudmit, the way you'd originally planned to head out. In that kind of general easterly direction.
Come back. Looks like he's headed out towards Pudmit, which seems odd that he wouldn't wait for the rest of us.
Think about maybe we should follow him, make sure everything's okay.
I mean, that's the direction we're heading in. So yes, absolutely.
I believe
Let's see if Brother Mori waked up from that comfortable bed.
Yes.
And I go and I try to peek inside of Brother Mori's room.
Brother Mori would have woken up on his own, just kind of getting ready for the day, not too concerned about horses or Fargus, but just going about his normal business. So you'd see if you were just peeking in, or are you walking in the door? Like,
no, we're just peeking in, see, how
trying to catch a show.
No, if he was still sleeping, if it was comfortable that you were still sleeping and not, waking up, when you sleep until late because it's more comfortable.
No. He would actually be excited to wake up, so you would catch him like getting dressed and waking up.
All right, hey, Brother Murray, Fargus missing. I think we're going to find him. And I leave.
Oh, okay. That was an interesting alarm. I would like to try something.
Okay. What would you like to try?
I want to try to use the ring that I am now finally attuned to.
Okay.
And I want to see if it works, because Medic was just like, yeah, you give it a blood sacrifice and you get to teleport. I don't trust Medic, because he's
Bloodless abomination.
Yes, a bloodless abomination. So I'm going to prick my finger on this ring and just try to teleport outside the room, to the other side of the door.
Okay.
So I will take some damage.
You take roll your D4 damage.
Oh, I rolled in D&D Beyond, my bad. 2 damage.
Okay. As you kind of press it against the inside of your finger, and there's a small extended button you push, and you can feel the small prick into the inside of your finger, and you can feel the kind of magic pull you through, not like a dragging, but almost like the air being sucked out of your lungs as you gently land right there. And you look down and you see that the blood is swirling into the red gem on it before it kind of disappears into the center.
Maybe he is not such of an abomination.
Do I notice this little test run?
Potentially.
Yeah, I would say yeah if you're still standing in the hallway. You just see him kind of pull, I don't know, pull, like materialize.
Excellent. Then my search query with the search engine Google was correct.
My brother Medic, your doogling did not do you wrong.
It must have had the correct SEO.
The metadata was in place, and alt tags were correctly assigned. This ring did, in fact, work as you said it would.
Glad it worked.
Now, are we off to find a missing Fargus?
I need to have some breakfast before we go. I mean, is it urgent that we leave right now, or can we have some breakfast?
I mean,
He's not helpless.
Yeah. He seems like he wanders around a lot. Like, that's kind of his thing.
There's still leftover horse from last night.
Leftover what now?
Horse?
Horse. Okay.
Yes, horse.
Good. Fine. Thank you. I thought you said something completely different.
It's important to articulate.
There is leftover horse.
Yeah, you see, you've said it again. That's fine.
There's some equestrian meat that we can have for
There we
breakfast.
Horse riders? Where?
No mushroom tea this morning.
Don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, it might be a good thing, but it's not as fun.
You try being one who's been drinking the mushroom tea. Fun
That's
was the
what I
word
mean.
chosen. Fun for you, perhaps.
Yes, it was fun for us. Sorry that we are laughing at your pain.
No, not at all. I'm sure it was very, very hilarious. I was laughing too, on the inside.
The birds were laughing too.
They were. So was the table.
The table.
And the squirrels?
No, they weren't laughing. They were terrifying. Things they were saying about you. Oh my god.
Don't mess
Glad
with
I couldn't do
squirrels.
The squirrels. Taking over the world.
And they were plotting world domination, in fact.
So, you are able to scrounge up some breakfast. Leftover murdered horse meat.
It's the only way to eat it.
And, yeah, you guys have rations, so bread and things like that you would be able to pull together from your rations.
Like a horse sandwich? Like a horse breakfast sandwich.
Yeah. A murdered horse breakfast sandwich.
Yeah. Okay, I'll make me one of those.
Breakfast goes fairly smoothly. You're all able to eat, and
Man, you know what would have been better than having horse for breakfast is having horses to take us the rest of the way to Pudmit.
Maybe Fargus went to get us some horses. Maybe he saw it and he said, like, hey, let me go talk up some horses and I'll bring them back.
Maybe Fargus didn't want to be
Maybe.
associated with a horse murderer.
I mean, we made our peace with it. I was gonna this morning try a second apology, but we already talked things through. I even wrote a poem about it in my book last night. I added it to my book.
Now, do you have to add these poems to every copy of the book? Or are you working on like a part 2?
It's a part 2. It's a part 2 of poems for every occasion. This one would be for, murdering someone occasion type of deal. But it'll be on part 2 of my book.
I feel like you're still trying to sell us this book. Like, you've given us the sales pitch. We get it.
I know. It's a reminder for you guys. When we get to Pudmit, maybe you can tell people about my book. I'll appreciate that.
I don't know that you'll need us to tell anybody. You do such a fantastic job of it yourself.
I had some thought and consideration on boosting sales. If you perhaps had a large volume of those books, you could sell them to others to redistribute, to others to sell, and so on and so forth. It would have a large triangular selling structure, funneling exchange of commerce towards you.
Oh, like a river kind of flowing. So you could name it after some kind of maybe big river. I see what you mean.
I was thinking like Bardway. No?
It's like a river. It's kind of flowing from one direction down to the other, starting off small and becoming big towards the end.
Oh. Well, maybe we can try that in Pudmit. Maybe you'll become sort of like my manager, Midik.
It's just an idea, but I will take 2% commission.
We'll see. Maybe 1%.
I was going to say 2% is a really low commission for a manager.
Very. I wish my manager only took 2%.
They typically try to get 20% right off the top.
Maybe he was going to take 2% and skim the other 18. So, you're able to finish eating your breakfast and gather your belongings. What would you like to do at that point?
I do believe we're heading east, back towards or in the direction of Pudmit, and perhaps seeing if there are any further signs of Fargus.
Who plans on riding in the cart today?
I can walk. I do not tire much.
I will ride in cars.
Because we only have myself to pull the cart unless Medic wants to help me. Yesterday it was Fargus and I cannot pull as heavy a load by myself.
I will assist for the greater good of the group.
In that case, I'll walk then to make it easier for you.
I may walk myself. If we would like to repurpose some of these undead that we dispatched with last night, I could have them assist in pulling or pushing the cart.
Does your spell for animating the dead work on cattle or four-legged creatures, non-humans?
No, it does not. It only gives me a humanoid.
We also ate the horses anyway, so.
We need the skeletons.
Yeah, there'd still be bones. Oh my god, Josh, can I raise skeletal horses?
Two-legged horses?
No, it does say right in the thing, humanoid.
No, it definitely specifies, but I'm just saying, like,
Darn.
skeletal horses.
Can
I just summon a couple nightmares? Just, to pull our cart.
No.
That's terrifying.
Well, I guess I'll walk too. To atone for my sins.
Well, if everybody's walking, then I can pull the cart by myself. That wouldn't be too hard.
I shall assist nonetheless. Might as well.
So how many undead are you raising?
I mean, I might not need to raise any if no, I will raise I will twin cast to raise 2 of them.
Okay.
Prick the blood, smear it across both my hands, touch 2 of the corpses. Rise and assist us, Mary Kate and Ashley. And now we have zombie Mary Kate and zombie Ashley.
But very
I was wondering
fashionable.
what you were going to name them.
Okay. So Mary Kate and Ashley, you can see as they begin to stand, the flesh that was kind of left beginning to like kind of slough off. You see 2 skeletons standing in front of you.
Oh, are they skeletons?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just gotta know those different stat blocks, man. Mary Kate and Ashley, you are now under my command and not that of your previous resurrector.
Actually, they would be zombies in this case because they're corpses and not piles of bones.
Okay.
Right.
Either way. They're to help push a cart.
Oh.
I don't care what they are.
Okay. So now you have Goatheart and Mary Kate and Ashley moving the cart.
I guess I'll jump in the cart then, since Midik is gonna also help. So why not?
Goatheart and Medic, roll me strength checks. Brother Maury, can you roll them for Mary Kate and Ashley as well?
Yeah, let me switch them back to zombies.
That would be a 13.
Okay. Goatheart, you have advantage.
I have an advantage. Okay. Okay, so the first one, which was a 9 plus 4, 13.
Okay.
Let's see. Mary Kate had a 17, but Ashley only had a 4.
Okay. Well, with the group of rolls, you're able to move the cart at a not very fast pace.
As we walk, and since we're all here and awake, I'd like to bring up a subject matter that I've been putting on the hold in the queue for discussion at a later point in time. Now would be as good a time as any. This shield that we collected from Leon has some peculiar abilities. It can speak with the dead, and it records the spirits of the last 5 slain. Leon and Anna are found inscribed within this shield currently. I hold up the undead shield with the bones and such on it. And there are some other names that I do not know. I was wondering if the rest of you have any suggestions on questions. And by the way, the other 3 names that I am unfamiliar with are Horlig, Stonefist, Orion of the Flame, and Humphrey the Fearless.
They have way cooler names than I do.
What is there any limit to how many questions we can ask?
It is as the spell speak with the dead, so I believe it's only 5 questions or so. I'll have to double check my queries, the search engine. Hold
Check
one
with
moment.
Dougal. We could start referring to Arvad as Arvad the Horse Slayer.
Yes. I approve.
Or horse
Until we
fencer.
find Fargus, and it might not be a good idea.
If we find Fargus.
We can ask 5 questions up to 10 minutes. Or just 5 questions, actually, and it lasts for 10 days upon initiation of this speech.
Well, we have no need to do anything right now, do we?
Perhaps we could glean some more information from Leon and Anna.
What kind of information?
Why Leon was there. Do keep in mind that there is no compulsion for speaking the truth. But I think I may have a spell for that. Yes, I do. Perhaps in the next day or so.
You have a spell that can make the undead tell you the truth?
I have a spell that causes creatures to speak the truth.
I'm a stay away from that spell.
Query, why?
Yeah, Brother Murray, I thought as a man of the cloth, you would always speak the truth.
I never said I was a man of the cloth. I'm just a bringer of what is right in this world. I am a preacher of the correct path, but that does not mean I am a religious preacher. That means I am one who says thank you to the Winterbound for raiding this glorious stream. I appreciate you and all that you have brought. You and your followers can be a follower of the divinity within as you unlock the power within inside yourselves.
Thank you for calling that out, Mickey. Thank you so much. And
I heard that winter is coming. Apparently, it has arrived.
Yes.
just want to catch everybody up. The group has just left the ruins where they fought some people, and Brother Maury animated Mary Kate and Ashley over here that are help pulling the cart. So, all right, you guys
Where
can.
I'm sitting right now.
Yeah.
And we
Fargus is missing.
Fargus is missing, and we should have had some horses to pull the cart, but
we ate them.
Arvad murdered them.
We ate them. We were extremely hungry. There was no other way around. We had to.
I don't think so. I think we all had plenty of rations and could have foraged for food.
We were not irrational.
So
When I say what's happened, happened. It's in the past.
back to it.
What's happened.
Brother Maury, you were talking to M3 about the shield. About the zone of truth.
Oh, it is a zone of truth. This is, I'm surprised this has not exposed the lies that other religions try to preach onto their followers.
Or perhaps they are not lying and you are simply disbelieving.
I have seen the truth. I have seen the divinity within myself. I have seen the power within others. This is not divine power from a being above.
The zone of truth comes from the gods above.
The zone of truth comes from within you. Your soul from some previous life. Or some automatronic you're gonna shoot dots into us that you say are healing us. Or
They
foam.
did stop the bleeding.
Why would you stop the bleeding?
Because if he didn't stop our bleeding, we would die.
Oh,
And then the power within would then be bleeding out.
then it just becomes power to enrich the earth.
I do believe my purpose is to maintain that the power within stays within then.
It is my purpose to release that power within everyone.
Well, then fortune shines upon me that I do not bleed as you believe, and therefore you cannot release my power, and I shall maintain mine. My batteries will remain topped off.
My batteries. Well, brother Medic, do you get any sort of like battery degradation over time? 100% charge isn't quite what it used to be.
Battery health, 86%.
I find I do not need to cycle my cells that often. Therefore, I have not gone through too many cycles.
Is this like a lithium ion kind of thing?
Is his Apple sending him push updates to kill his battery life?
Get push notifications from your god. See, I told you your god was evil. They just instantly loaded a U2 album in your brain.
That is pretty evil.
Oh man,
Who is leading this group?
I'm in the cart, so not me.
Medic and I are pulling the cart.
Who's kind of like guiding the group?
I will be up front.
Roll me a
Excellent.
survival check, Mr. Cavalier.
Oh dear. That was a natural 1.
Okay.
Too busy looking at my map.
This is so much better than when I used to just wander around aimlessly.
You guys
nice
are just still walking through the forest. Just wanted to check.
It's nice having a guide to show us the way.
I do wanna since Milik started talking about the shield with this magic in it, I do wanna sort of like show the green gem that I found from the body of this person I looted yesterday, and see if he can tell if there's any magic in it or if he can find something in it that perhaps I'm missing.
I can query it, yes.
Google or whatever.
I can Google it.
Can
Is
you
there
Google this?
a need for me to stop pulling the cart and order it for me to initiate my Google search?
I think it's a small gem, right, Josh?
Yeah, it's not massive.
So do I have to put down the cart is what I'm wondering.
Yes, you would have to stop and how are you gonna identify it? Just roll a check, or are you gonna?
It'd be the identify spell with a ritual to see if it's magical.
I believe, because I think the casting time on that would be 10 minutes.
Correct.
So yeah,
Maybe we take a little break to eat some apples.
Perhaps when we stop for your supper or something. That is what you organics call it, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
11 Cs.
Second breakfast.
Breakfast.
as you guys travel for a while, you eventually do come across the road not far from where you set fire to the temple earlier. You found that you had backtracked a ways. This is around noon, but you've made it to the road, and now you have a clean shot. But you've kind of took a wrong turn somewhere in the woods.
I don't think any of us know any better.
Mr. Cavalian would probably know better, but
Like he rolled the one.
He doesn't have to speak up.
he's like, this isn't where I was going, but
It's all trees to me. It's all speak Spanish.
I didn't realize that this church was on the way.
On the road, have we seen maybe Fargus's tracks or something?
Nope, not in a while.
Nope.
No, you guys were coming this way, and you guys ended up like, this is the direction they were going, and you guys went like this way. Now you're like the road runs across here.
I'm going to keep quiet.
Do we notice
No,
that? No, I don't think we
completely-
noticed. No,
We're out of
just-
road.
Yeah.
That's where we're trying to get to.
So, Cavelian,
Yes.
do you recognize where we are?
Well, I've never been here before, but I know where we're going, if that helps.
Yeah, that helps. Okay. And I just put my head down and keep pulling.
I'm gonna take a little nap in the car.
Okay. You're able to
With the
pull.
sun. Hitting my face.
You're able to travel for the day, resting. You know, in the evening whenever you would need to.
When Arvad naps, I notice him napping in the cart. I recalled how many times he's been brought down in battle, and I considered options. And then I fire a dart into his neck over my shoulder. He has been stimulated.
Okay.
Okay.
Arvad has 10 additional hit points.
Oh, hell yeah.
He needs them, let's face it.
Yes, he needs
Yeah.
he needs stimulation.
Oh, if it's stimulate, that is better.
Coming into the evening, what would you like to do? You still have a few days travel before you reach Pudmit. Is there anything that you would like to do?
Well, we probably should start looking for a good place to camp if it doesn't seem like there's any inns or anything. And before it gets dark, pull over, set up camp, get something to eat. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
Did any of you bring more horse with you, in case you needed additional meat?
No, I've got rations.
Very well.
I don't know about a Sleeping Beauty in the cart, though. He might need ration. He might need more horse meat.
Flip it over.
I wake up, I feel super refreshed and stimulated.
You obviously killed him for a reason.
I do take a couple of like horse pieces from my backpack.
See?
And I start making me another horse meat sandwich.
I notice, Arvat, that you enjoy meat quite a bit. Like back
Oh,
at
yeah.
the Brightwood Manor.
Yes. Where I'm from, we don't get to eat a lot of meat. So whenever I can, I get meat. Yes, I do.
Interesting. Very well. I was just curious.
I mean, is anybody rather adept at hunting? Maybe we could get some meat along this road. Well, I mean, out into the woods, not on the road.
I mean, I'm reasonable at it, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, I could, but I've been walking all day, and I really don't want to be hunting tonight. I'm fine just eating rations.
Well, I'm willing to go and have a look. I'm not the best at it, but I'm certainly willing to go and see what I can find.
Okay. Mr. Cavalian, roll a survival check.
Oh God, another one. I can't believe it.
We're going hungry tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's dddice.com. Thank you very much.
yeah, right.
I think that's more like butch rolls.
I'll come back after an hour or so.
Yeah, you're able to go out and hunt, but you don't find anything, any game or anything like that.
And I tell him maybe you should try talking to some of these animals.
I'm a fighter, not a lover.
You're confusing him with Fargus. Fargus is the lover and the animal speaker.
I thought he was talking to the animals the other day.
No,
I guess I
that
just
was
missed
a
Fargus.
tea. That was just a tea that Fargus gave him. That
Yes.
he
Right,
thought
right.
he could talk to the animals.
No, I could speak to them, but only whilst I was on tea. They were definitely talking to me back.
Right.
Some good tea.
Especially the big pink neon one. He was very talkative.
Very well, then perhaps we can bed down for the night and I shall maintain watch as usual.
Don't forget to check on the gem Midic, please, for me when you get a chance.
Oh, yes, of course. And I pull that out. And then I inspect it. Hoobity, 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 hoo. Hoobity, 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 hoo.
You see traces, remnants of magic that was designed to prevent the theft of it, but the gem itself is not magical.
The gem is not magical. It was simply trapped with magic. And I believe that the trap has already been expended by you.
Yes, I remember.
It's quite the shame. That trap would have been useful otherwise.
Can you remake the trap?
Not to my current knowledge, no.
Okay. Maybe it's worth something.
Gemology is not really my forte, but I can perhaps try to assess its value. Josh, how would I do that? Investigation?
Give me a second. I'm thinking right now.
Just make a gemology check. Come on.
Yeah. I'm guessing that would be a history check. To try to remember like gem values around the world.
Very well. Okay. This plus 3. Total is 11.
The best thing you can remember from a time long past is that a gem this size would be worth roughly about 10 silver.
It's somewhat of a trinket, only 10 silver pieces for the gem, approximately according to my assessment. But I do not have a loop with me, so that's the best I can offer.
Okay, well, thank you. Can I have it back, please?
Yes.
This raises much more questions than answers. Why would something of so little value be so protected?
It almost knocked me down.
For a third time.
For a third time with this trap, so I don't know, maybe someone in Pudmit can has more history knowledge than Midic.
Do we think he was just using this as some sort of arcane focus?
This is possible.
This emerald is like this big. It's like the size of a baseball.
And it's worth 10 silver?
And silver?
That's
That is what I am assessing.
That is his guess. That is Midic's guess.
he's basing that on like, you know, way back.
He's
Back
not
in my
factoring
day.
in inflation.
I think I've seen some emeralds and gems in my travels, right, Josh?
Nope.
Can I just no?
No, you're super poor.
Oh shit.
Nah.
Starving artist is more than just a stereotype.
I guess.
I
was
don't
gonna-
I don't have advanced gem knowledge myself either, Ovid. It is okay. I just looking at something of that.
You definitely feel like
size-
it should be worth way more than 10 silver.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I asked for it back because I know I'm gonna double check when we go back to town with someone that maybe there's a gemologist in town.
Maybe. Do you have anything else of value? You might not
yes.
even need to sell books anymore.
Yes, I do. I have 2 statues of Eliana.
You
Gold
have
statues.
statues of the goddess whose church we burnt down.
Yes, 2 of them. And I pull them down on my back and show them to
You
them.
can hold on to those.
I thought we could maybe sell them when we get to a town.
Makes sense.
Maybe I could, start making hardcover books with that money instead of like softcover. People seem to like hardcover books in these parts of the world.
Hardcover is more durable and allows it to travel better, just not as pocketable.
Everyone has backs.
Maybe you could get your poems up on this Dougal that M3 speaks of.
Dougal is everywhere.
Then your poems could be everywhere.
How can I make money if everyone can just access them, like Mythic
I don't
does?
know. Maybe like a subscription-based
Subscription.
service.
Like a monthly plan.
Fortnightly.
Here's subscription free. You get 3 poems, 5 a month. You get a little more.
Perhaps if we plastered advertisements all over them, and others would have to pay to remove the advertisements.
Jesus. To speed the travel section along, is there anything else that you would like to do for the next week you are traveling?
Well, just look for Fargus, I guess. I'm getting a little worried that we haven't seen him or heard from him or.
I know that the Cavalian was, tracking him. I think maybe I could try as well, just to see if I can see any trace of him.
Make a survival check.
Ooh, I'm actually good at those. If it'll ever roll.
So,
That's a 15.
Okay. The road is fairly littered with tracks, and it is more compact, so it's leaving tracks for someone isn't easy, but you're able to find, as close as you can tell, that someone large was traveling this way by foot.
All right. We're following someone large. It's got to be Vargas.
Obviously.
I mean, have we seen any other, overly large people other than Vargas and myself?
You have in your life, yes.
But recently in this area,
You haven't seen
I grew up
anyone.
right? It's got to be Vargas.
The guy with the book wasn't like overly large, were they?
No, they were regular. I mean, they were tall for humans, but they weren't like Goathard or Fargus.
Not like 8 foot tall or anything crazy.
Right.
Like, yeah.
While traveling, actually, you're asking about what we were doing on the road. I had some books that I took off of Leon, or rather his mausoleum, and I hadn't had opportunity yet to read them. Perhaps I had time to read them now.
Okay. What languages do you speak?
Common, Elvish, and Primordial.
One of the books you are able to read. It is written in common, and it is a book on, not a textbook, but a book on myths and rumors on how to break curses. And a lot of it is, the entirety of it is what you would get from almost like a witch doctor. Mix two bat eyes with the lips of a toad and the anus of a newt and drink. And yeah, it's weird stuff, and it's something that people that are versed in magic would be like, yeah, that doesn't work. But it's all kinds of rumors, and you can see scratches and scribbles where he's written beside a lot of them does not work, did not work.
Primitive spell makings that are ineffective. Eye of newt, tongue of dog, fleece of bat, ass of frog.
So are we to assume that this guy ate newt ass?
Yes. Yes, you're to assume he ate newt ass.
This is the dead guy though, right? This book wasn't from.
No, this is from Leon. This was in the chamber where you found Leon.
This was Leon. Okay. Oh, then I have some burning questions for Leon when we talk to him.
I have prepared the zone of truth for whenever it is the group wishes to speak with Leon.
Also, I put that shield in your inventory.
Thank you.
I will say, for just like, gameplay wise, every morning I am recasting Animate Dead to keep Mary Kate and Ashley.
Okay.
The zombie twins.
Because they die every night?
No, I lose control over them every morning, and they could potentially try to eat us.
Oh.
It's funny because at night they just stand there, just rocking. Oh. Just standing in place.
They're guarding us. They're protecting us.
As they eye you hungrily.
Not me. It's way more meat on Goatheart.
That is true.
Not tasty meat.
I don't know if zombies are too
particular.
Worried about the yeah. This is not 5-star dining.
Oh my god! Do you have any vegan Impossible Burger?
Impossible human.
Impossible human.
That's Medic. Medic's Impossible Human.
Yeah.
No, isn't he the can in which it arrives in?
Yes. It's just the can.
So,
Spam.
Is there anything else that you would like to do during your trek to Pudmit?
I will inform the group at some point, because I will remember that I looked upon this letter when I was staying at the Brightwood Manor. I happened across a letter to Lord Brightwood that just said, "I told you to leave. We will wipe you from this earth." Now I'm assuming that was just from Leon, but it did say we. I don't know if that was referring to him and Sarah.
Anna.
Or Anna. Sarah was the not... Whatever. They were sisters. Twins? No.
Mary Kate?
Just sisters.
Just sisters. Just sisters. But yeah, I thought it was rather peculiar, but why would you keep that letter around?
Or maybe it was a letter that they were gonna give to Leon. Just never got to it.
No. It was definitely addressed to Mr. Brightwood or Lord Brightwood. I can't remember his name.
Lord Brightwood.
Yeah, we had his name, Jensen.
Dave.
That, no, it's Jensen. I have notes.
Dave Brightwood.
Dave.
And his wife, Bev.
Bev. Short for Beverly, I assume.
Beverly.
Oh, you guys. Is there anything else you'd like to do during your travels?
Do we want to try to talk? Yeah. Do we want to try to talk to somebody in this shield? Like, give it a try out here on the road?
This would be safe from population centers.
Yeah. In case, like, I don't know if, like, we go to talk to it, is, like, the ghost of Leon gonna pop out and actually try to murder us?
No. That
Oh,
should
you
not
know?
happen.
You can't guarantee that.
You can't guarantee that.
No more than you can guarantee that your undead minions will not attempt to devour us in your sleep.
Well, I mean, it just depends on how late I sleep.
I'm definitely curious about this power of the shield, so like I'll be down to talk to someone.
Like, we could talk to Anna or maybe one of the mystery three before, because don't you say they get, like, bumped off?
Correct.
So we could just be like, who are you? Why did Leon kill you?
I was thinking start inquiries based off of Leon, and from there ask him about the other three.
Yeah, but what if we encounter somebody that gets absorbed by a shield and just knocks off? Like, if some bandit happens upon us in the middle of the night and we dispose of him as we should, would he get absorbed into your shield, or do you have to, like, consciously do it?
It is an automatic.
Yeah, so it seems to me it's a use it before we lose it kind of thing.
So then we should use it now.
I mean, it is not mine to use, so I'll leave that choice up to you, my friend.
Very well. Then I shall do as you suggest, or as you are prodding towards, but too cowardly to go forth with, and cast Zone of Truth on
Okay.
myself and this area within a 15-foot radius.
Okay. Is anyone in the zone with you? Is
I'm
anyone going to
standing
listen?
in conversational distance with Brother Mori, as
Okay.
far as I know.
What is there a save for that? Or are you going to make sure you're outside of the zone,
It is
Brother
a
Mori?
charisma save.
No, I will make the save, or I will try to make the save.
DC 15.
You said charisma save?
That is correct.
It's 18.
Okay.
Does he know I saved?
I believe so.
I will know
You
whether
know,
each creature
yeah.
succeeds.
Okay.
Is anyone else going to be in the zone of truth? Help question whoever you summon.
I mean, I was curious, so I could be close to them.
Do we have to be in the zone of truth to help question?
No.
The Zone of Truth just affects us in like, we need to tell the truth if we're asked something, right? That's
If you fail the save, yes.
If you fail the save.
a charisma save. I'm very charismatic, so.
Roll a charisma save to be in there.
Oof. It's a natural one. So it's
Natural.
An
20
8?
for myself. Arvad fails.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, does everyone know that Arvad failed, or just M3?
Just M3.
Okay,
Why?
just that's good information to have.
Although for M3's uses, Arvad is uninteresting and he has no wish to ask him any questions.
Arvad's
That hurts
very
a little bit.
interesting.
But
I just want to know if Arvad lost a fiddle contest
with Satan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Asmodeus or something. I don't know. Or won a fiddle contest, I guess.
And so I summon Leon, the vampire spirit.
Okay, you see, as you set the stone, the shield down, you can see the stone begin to coalesce, and almost like a face pushes out through the stone, and it is still made of stone, but you can see the face of Leon.
Greetings, Leon. We have questions. I have questions. Beginning with other names that were found on the shield that were used to summon you. Namely, who is Humphrey or Humphrey the Fearless?
He's the one who killed me.
Is he a vampire as well?
Yes.
Is he still undead and active as a vampire close by, within walking distance of this region?
I don't know.
I turn to Brother Mori. Do you have any questions? I've already used 3. We have 2 remaining.
I would say if his name is on the shield, doesn't that mean he's
that is
dead?
Right, I forgot. My mistake.
I feel like they are not a threat if they are on this shield, but should we ask him like why he had it out for the Brightwoods so much? And
We already know that he wanted claim to the lands.
I guess what made him feel like he had claim to those lands?
Understood. Then I turn to Leon. Why did you want to take over the lands of the Brightwoods?
I don't.
He says he doesn't want to.
That's confusing.
Indeed. I got one last question. Then
And that's the truth, right? He's in this
he is
zone.
in the zone of truth. Yes.
He failed to save. When he came out, he failed to save.
Okay.
So he's telling the truth.
Correct.
We don't know that. Oh, yes, we know that.
Perhaps
You
he
wouldn't.
was trying to claim the lands for someone else.
Yeah, I guess then why was he trying to get rid of the Brightwoods and take over the land?
Leon, if not for yourself, then for whom were you trying to take the lands over from the Brightwoods?
I have no idea what you're talking about. And with that, you see the face kind of like slough off like into shadow and just fall, and then you can see the name Leon just kind of evaporate off the shield.
1 down, 4 to go. Do we wish to talk about Humphrey?
What do we know about Humphrey? He's just another vampire?
Correct. The one that made Leon.
Dead vampire?
He didn't
Correct.
say... Yeah, he did say that, but he also said he's the one who killed Leon.
Right. He said he killed me.
So, like, why did he kill Leon?
I mean, didn't we kill? We killed me.
Why? No. The first death of Leon. Why did he put Leon into a state of undeath?
Remember, the spell, he only knows what he knew in life.
Oh, I get it.
Of course.
God damn it.
Oh, you're super confused.
Stupid game mechanics.
He was super confused.
So should we resume with another soul and speak with this Humphrey?
I still don't understand why we're questioning them if we don't even like if we don't know who they are. Like, what's our purpose in questioning them?
Assessing future threats to the Brightwoods, perhaps. Why Leon was attempting to take the lands or to evict the Brightwoods. Not that we're paid for it. I personally am just curious.
Okay, it's more of a curiosity thing.
We could always talk to Anna, get more information from her.
This is true.
But I guess she would have known Leon prior to his or prior to her demise.
It's worth asking. Who
And
knows
then
what
her
Leon may have
second
told her.
demise.
Shall we?
Sure, why not?
Very well. And then I call upon Anna's spirit within the zone of truth. Does she succeed in her save?
Oh no. You again
Anna.
see the face materialize and it was like push out. You recognize the face of Anna though.
Anna, we have questions concerning your connection with Leon. Did he ever speak to you as to why he was trying to take over the lands of the Brightwoods?
No. No.
So she does not know the cause for it. Anna, did you know Leon before he was a vampire?
Leon's a what? No. No, no, no.
I turn to the others. I have 3 other questions remaining.
We might as well just be talking to a piece of stone right now.
Anna, is there any messages you wish to say to your sister?
Run. Hide. Don't stay.
Anna, why do you wish Sarah to run and not stay with the Brightwoods?
Danger.
What is this type of danger?
I don't know.
I have 1 remaining question. Anybody have any suggestions?
She has not been. I don't think she actually has enough knowledge.
Maybe ask her who would know about this danger.
Anna, do you know anybody who would know about this danger?
Leon.
Oh, of course.
I believe the saying is, well, shit.
And you can see again the face like slough into shadow and the name just kind of evaporate off the shield.
I mean, we know the other names were killed by Leon. Right? Or at least in his vicinity.
They were in the vicinity of the shield when Leon acquired it. Not that Leon killed this Humphrey.
I would assume he did.
And we all heard Anna, Josh, or
Yeah, the three of you that are in the circle would very clearly hear this.
so we know there's some danger, or maybe. I mean, do we? She was saying the truth, yes, but we don't know that. You do, Midik.
I do not know. At any rate, the zone of truth has dispersed. At this point, it's been approximately 10 minutes as we dithered with our questions.
Glad we learned so much. But at least you have 2 free spots on the shield now in case.
In case you die and we need to ask you questions.
Exactly.
You as in
Arvad,
brother
actually.
Arvad.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be happy to come back if that happens and answer any questions you guys have.
I will promise to ask you if you had any remaining poems you would wish to publish.
Oh my gosh. You know how much a poem from a dead person would sell for? You could
Did I
be the
get
Tupac
2%?
of our generation.
How much?
We're talking millions of gold, Ava.
And I get 2%.
And then on top of that, we could collect on all of that gold and then, wait about a year or so and then resurrect him and he can have all the gold.
It's a sound plan.
He's like,
I mean, I like it.
how are we gonna do this then?
I lift my axe, say, hold on.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Look at Josh's face.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
No, you're going to completely derail my campaign by beheading one
I'm
of my
ready for
players.
that.
I hear publishing is a cutthroat business.
Hey.
Well, I guess we didn't learn much, so shall we just continue to Pudmit?
Pudmit.
I am excited to get to this town. Have you have not been there before, correct, Ava?
No. Once when I was little. When I was younger, I remember I came once with a teacher of mine. He used to play music here.
Oh, who was your teacher?
Oh, he was my master teacher. His name was
It's buried in my notes somewhere.
sorry. His name was Francisco. He used to be a minstrel who used to be singing from town to town, and he taught me everything I know.
Francisco is such a good name.
Francisco the Man. He was known as.
Sounds like the man.
He was the man. But yeah, so decided also to go back to the town.
It would appear many people in this time have 2 parts to their name, more like a name and a title. Francisco the Man, as well as, what was that? Humphrey the Fearless, Orion of the Flame.
Arvad the Horse Whisperer.
First murderer.
Correct.
I guess titles are earned, Midik. You will learn that as we continue our travels.
It has made me curious about pronunciations because Medic is not quite my name, or it's simply the designation M3D1K.
Oh, I thought Dick was your title. You were M3 the Dick.
Me, the Dick.
Yeah.
Historically, it's actually somewhat curious that nomenclature has stayed, because in the front lines there were others of my model and design in the front lines, and they were called that by those who were less capable of pronunciation, and it has apparently stayed. There were, however, a large amount of injuries on the front lines when those were blasted in their genitalia, and I suppose that name has stayed within your era now. There were low bouncing explosive devices
that were designed to take out people's genitals.
It was
What sort
aimed
of
at
war
hip
were
level.
you fighting?
It was terrible in the Dawn Wars.
Everybody is going for everyone else's genitals. That's just weird.
It had a large psychological impact on frontline soldiers.
Were there not any sort of rules of engagement in this Dawn War?
Not to my knowledge,
Did nobody
See,
know how
what
to
you-
make a cod piece?
which is why it is one of my first pieces of armor I'm building.
You see, what you're supposed to do is to get an archer and to shoot somebody in a limb or in a very, very painful place so that they start screaming in pain. That's psychological warfare. That's how you affect their own side. There's all of these people screaming in pain, waiting for help. But shooting people in the cock, that's weird. That's just weird. That's weird.
It may very well be, but I just find it a peculiarity that the pronunciation Dick has stayed within this era.
That's what you're curious about. Or you're
Right?
Yes, everyone apparently knows my name now, but it's a mispronunciation. I am simply M3.
You didn't want to question if everybody is still shooting each other in the dick? Because the answer to that is no.
Yes, we stopped doing that a long, long time ago.
I'm surprised you're not shooting your syringes to our dicks.
It's
Why
strange
would I do
fixation
that?
with genitals back then.
I am simply stimulating people through the jugular. That is where I fire the aid spells.
AIDS. Do you... Wait. What? This is strange. I don't like any of this. I'm going to go over there and do a map thing.
I think we've switched in our times, whereas you used to shoot people in the dick to harm them and the jugular to heal. Now we go for the jugular to harm.
Very well.
And we just generally stay away from the dick, full stop.
Full stop on the dick.
Oh, okay. Brother Mori, for a moment there, it seemed like you were suggesting if you needed stimulation, I needed to fire you.
I'm very glad that you
Please stop.
you cleared that up for me.
I was also gonna
Please do stop.
ask about it because I understood
move
that too. I was
Oh,
like,
look, a tree.
Fargus. Where is Fargus?
I'd kind of like to see how M3 would aid Brother Mori. Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
I find myself never in need of aid.
Very
On the
well.
other hand,
But it would make sense since you did say bloodletting is your means of expressing yourself.
I mean, you did.
Bloodletting is a great medical remedy.
And, there's great blood flow to that part of the body.
Yeah, bloodletting can aid in problems in the bedroom. Bloodletting.
Leech.
Yeah. And
Take a leech on it.
appropriately. Yeah.
Right on the end.
Done. You have troubles with infertility? Bloodletting.
Not enough blood? Bloodletting.
Yeah. Blood loss? Bloodletting.
Priapism.
Bloodletting.
Diarrhea? Bloodletting.
Bloodletting.
It's a cure-all.
Yeah.
Even just simple headache. Bloodletting.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to do before you arrive at Pudmit?
Are we going to be approaching Pudmit during daytime or evening? Like, what sequence of our travel?
Give or take
we arrive?
around noon.
Then, as we arrive, I would cast Disguise Self on me.
Oh, I would ask the people that have been to Pudmit before. Are the folks of Pudmit going to be okay with Mary Kate and Ashley?
As far as I recall from Pudmit, there were no undead walking about.
Okay, because the Brightwoods were very okay with James Franco.
Yes, but they also had some bodies hanging in their barn that had been there for a year. Generally speaking, I might say that the average person isn't too fond of seeing undead amongst them.
Oh, okay. Then we may need to either dispose of Mary Kate and Ashley or have them wait outside. I don't know.
Can they be hiding?
I mean, they can play dead pretty well.
I would say dispose of them. It's not particularly hard for you to summon more, is it? Or is it?
No.
Then get rid of them. It'd be safer just in case anybody finds them.
So yeah, probably the night before we would arrive, I would have them kneel, and I will just guiding bolt to the back of each of their heads.
So you're just gonna Boondock Saints them?
Numine Patria et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
Okay. Do you watch as Mary Kate and Ashley kneel down before getting shot in the back of the head by Brother Maury?
I tell them, look at the pretty flowers.
Oof, oof. Okay.
Very well.
As you arrive at Pudmit, coming up the road, you see high walls on either side of the road, 2 guard towers that look to be manned. You can also see that the city is built just at the base of the mountain, but there's 2 tiers. There's a lower tier, and then on the right-hand side, there's a lower and an upper tier. You can see that the forest on the left has been cut back a ways as the wall is kind of pushing out into it. And you can see on your right a very large swath of farmland outside the city walls that has been cultivated and set very nicely. You can see some people carrying water buckets through the fields. You can also see the rooftops of houses kind of poking up on either side.
Do we see any sign of Fargus?
Nothing here, no. The road around Pudmit is very, very well traveled, so finding prints or tracks of any kind is nigh impossible.
Maybe we can ask some of these people, maybe some of the farmers, if they've seen these Fergus.
To you.
Perhaps.
Yeah, maybe I'll approach one of the farmers because we're approaching, and outside we see like the farms and stuff, right? Like the crops.
They're not close to the road. You're gonna have to walk like out through an area into them.
I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of gate or entry into this.
I thought they were right next to like the road, so no.
The city, coming up to the city, you see these two large guard towers that are set kind of recessed out of the wall that flank the road, but you can see that the wall follows the road, and there's like the city is on both sides of the road, kind of surrounding it. Those of you that have been there would know where there are gates into the, like, it's the farther up the road you go, there's gates into the different sections.
I cast Disguise Self. This is what I look like now.
Ah!
Yeah. That is one insanely good-looking human that you have turned into.
Based off the legends and the stories and descriptions that I have read from previous texts, this elf is perhaps one of the unit, but I doubt anyone ever will notice that.
What do you mean elf? That's clearly a human.
Anatomically, there are pointy ears.
Yeah.
Looks like a human to me.
So
Just a normal.
I like how he
human.
just kind of like popped up under there. Just whoop.
So I turn to the group and say, you know, like, I know we're looking for Fargus, but before we met, everyone, I mean, most of us were coming to pit Pudmit for something, right?
We're
Yes.
here to find additional workers and civilians to join
He meant prior
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah, individually, us, before we woke up in that cell.
I myself was leaving Pudmit.
Oh, you were leaving Pudmit. But yeah, it's true. We are also looking for workers to work on the lands of Gold's the Gold Town.
Can I go up and like knock on M3's shoulder?
Go ahead.
Clang, clang.
Yeah. Like it's just like hard.
Yes, I am
Hard.
I am metal.
But you still sound like yourself.
That is correct. Perhaps I should have more fleshy meatbag intonations that are less distinct.
Why? Curious, first off, why you feel the need to not look like yourself.
The local civilians here misunderstood that they do not know how to care for their own children and let them run rampant in the streets. I was working on a prototype auto hammer, and a child stuck their hands into the device.
So you're wanted here.
No, they simply ran me off for the mistakes of their parent.
You hit a child with a hammer?
No, it is an automatic pistoning device that I set up in the local blacksmithery.
So a kid lost his hand because of you.
No, because their parent let them run rampant in the streets. The machine was simply on.
Just like the horses went through the fences.
No, you actively pushed them through the fence.
You created the machine.
I have set aside the zone that should have been obeyed with anyone with any decent sense.
I'm just hearing you came to this town and beat up their children.
Then you have a limited understanding of logic.
Just saying, if my child came back missing a hand, I would not blame my child for their hand being missing.
I'm not blaming the child, I am blaming the parent. Children should be watched. It was not my job to watch their children while I was working on my projects.
Maybe you shouldn't be working on such violent projects around children.
I mean, you were in the smithy, right?
That is correct.
So children really shouldn't be in the smithy.
That is my argument.
What if they are trying to apprentice to be a smithy?
Then if they cannot understand a 20-pound weight that is slamming down repeatedly at a rate of 2 hertz, then perhaps they should not be there.
Oh, it definitely hurt.
I definitely could have ramped up the hertz, but no.
So, was this just some sort of automated device while you had your back to it, or do you have to like control it with like a foot pedal or something?
It was automated. I turned to grab the next piece of steel.
I'm just curious why you would turn your back on such a deadly machine that you have created.
People plenty of times turn their back and do not watch things that are deadly.
I mean, Cavelian makes a career out of it.
This is true.
All right, well, I will not expose you for being the child abuser of Pudmit.
Again, I did not abuse the child. I did not directly beat them by force of my own limbs or conscious choice put them in a situation. If anything, the parent that did not care and watch and tend to their child is probably the abuser.
I'm saying, you know how like Ovid really talks about how it was the fence that killed the horses and we all kind of laugh at him? You're sounding a lot like that.
Except I did not set the horses in motion. I did not set that child in motion. If I consciously threw the child or forced them into the auto hammer, then yes, I would be at fault.
Can you prove you didn't sort of like move the kid to a machine?
The people did not wish to listen.
I understand.
No. Would they recognize your voice?
Perhaps, but perhaps I should try to attempt an accent.
I think you should.
Oh,
just,
yes, go
to be on the safe side.
Yes, you should put an accent on. That's a great idea. Off you go.
Then perhaps my name shall be Gorst Fump. People call me Gorst Fump.
People call you what now?
Gorst Fump.
Goris?
Gorst Fump.
I'm not up from around here.
Clearly.
Goris.
Gorst Fump.
That is, you could pick any name and that is what you went with.
Are you familiar with a
That's
game called
correct.
Scrabble?
Do you want to add a title to it? Be
Oh, I thought it was like Goris the Fump.
Gorist of Fump.
Goris.
Is my accent not appropriate?
No, it's splendid.
Spot on.
It's gonna work magic.
Yeah.
No one is going to suspect a thing.
That is the goal. I have to say, this is really hard to do.
Now, M3, what are you going to do when all of the ladies in this town are just throwing themselves at you because of how attractive you look right now?
I found that people tend to think that those who talk slow think slow.
Okay, I could see that plan working. They want to be with you until they hear you talk. Then they do not.
Weak-minded organics tend to have false misconceptions.
Oh,
Now you just sound like your battery's running down.
There's that forced update.
it's gonna start singing U2 any minute now.
Where's your charging port?
Oh my God, is your charging port in your dick? Is that where it all comes from?
In the back.
Now that all makes sense now.
You guys are all standing out there in front of this town, just having this weird. The town's guard that are standing up on the tower, like, should we shoot them? Like, I'm not sure.
Are they gearing up to attack us? Let's
get into town.
Let's go talk to some gate guards.
As you head up in, you do notice on either side of the road 2 large, at this point open gates. On your left, you can see a series of very large forges. Kind of tucked back off to the side, you see one stable that is currently has massive draft horses eating in it, and it's pulling modified carts, and the ones that are coming in pulled by these draft horses have massive logs of timber on them. On the right, you can see that it is nice houses, nothing extremely fancy, but nice housing, along with some streets, and you can see children running through out through the gate and into the area where you can see these forges are being manned by a lot of dwarves, some men, a few elves, it looks like, but they're being manned, and these people are working hard, and you can see them shooing children away constantly as the kids run up and try to touch things they shouldn't be touching.
Maybe M3 had a point.
Maybe.
I mean, Gorus.
The auto hammer was working just fine. It was a special project. Those children should not have been touching me in my special places.
Wait, what?
Okay. M3, maybe it's best if you just don't talk.
Yeah, let's not bring up the hammer.
Yeah.
Or your special places where kids touch.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't offer anybody apple juice or apple cider, please.
Oh, yes.
That batch ain't ready just yet.
It doesn't matter whether it's ready or not. Don't offer it to anybody.
I might be a bit gassy.
If you look up the road a little ways, you can see the second tier on the right, that the next tier of the city is built. So like the mountain came down and they built out as far as they could, and then they had to drop down probably about 30 feet. So you can see the wall, and you can see another guard tower sticking out. And up a ways, you can see on both sides of the road another set of gates.
Well, we should just approach a guard at this first gate just to see if Fogus has come through this way. I'm sure they would recognize a foul-smelling furbog covered in mushrooms.
Right.
You approach a guard. See them.
Yeah.
Let's ask him, one of the guards, if he's seen.
One of the things you notice, the guards are wearing, like, nice, not fancy, but well-made breastplates. They have some metal armor strung through, attached with leather. They are all carrying like a sword, a shield, and a spear.
My brother, I assume you watch these gates very closely. We had a companion we were traveling with that we have lost, and we were wondering if he might have come through this way. Have you perhaps seen a rather tall furbog covered in like mushrooms?
He looks at the other guard and he shakes his head. No furbog through here since Hydjor passed.
Like passed through or passed on?
Passed on.
Oh, R.I.P.
That's been some 50 odd years.
That was probably Fargus, to be honest.
Oh, if your friend's dead, then could have been him.
But we hope our friend is not dead. That's why we were hoping he would be here. Couple more questions. Could you kindly point us in the direction of a inn or tavern where we might find lodging for the night?
He kind of like takes his spear and stamps it into the ground. If you head up to this next gate here on your right, go in, you'll see the Iron Bar. You can find lodging there.
Thank you. And then I have personally just one last personal question. Who would I contact in your lovely town here about perhaps making a performance for the townsfolk?
You'd have to get that signed off by the mayor.
By the mayor, who would be
Atriel. You'll see his house up there.
I appreciate you for all your help, kind sir.
Just don't cause any trouble here.
We were just looking for our friend, hoping he was here. Not finding him, we're just gonna bed down for the evening.
He kind of pulls the spear up.
Oh, I prefer to prevent trouble or aid like yourself in preventing trouble than causing it.
Then you're always welcome here.
Well, thank you. And I start pulling the cart through.
I'm still helping.
I jump on the cart.
Maybe we could get one of them big horses.
Roll a perception check.
Who?
Who's at the rear of the cart? Is anyone like behind it?
I was, but then I would have had to come up
Okay.
to talk.
Then it
So
would
no.
be
Or Arvid.
Arved. You'd be the farthest back, so roll a perception check.
All right. Oh.
Come on, DD Dice. No ones. No ones.
Ooh, 26.
As you're being pulled away, you can hear the guard say, "Wow, that guy's lazy."
I shrug it off like I didn't listen to it. Like, whatever.
Heading up and turning into the gate that you were directed into, area kind of colloquially known as Old Town. You see at first a decent sized stable. Behind it, you see a large brick and wood building. So it looks like the first layer is brick, and the second layer is like wood laid across. It's a very large building. You can see a sign hanging off the side that says the Iron Bar with a picture of like an iron bar on the thing.
So would you say we are on the Old Town Road right now?
Sure.
Okay, just checking.
But you're not taking your horse down it.
All right, we don't have a horse, thanks to Arva.
We have horses inside of us.
That's disgusting.
Right now.
And no, you don't. Been a few days, you would have passed them.
Well, I kept eating horse. Maybe just myself.
Anyways, is there a place we can park the cart?
You could pull it up to the stables. You see a small, a teenager handling a small group of horses. There's a few other wagons here.
Does this teenager have both hands?
Yes.
Okay.
Just note, we are always going to be on the lookout for a one-handed child.
Yeah. I ask because every time I see a kid, I'm gonna look at their hands, see if they're missing a hand.
Okay.
Always keep an eye out.
Looking for those hands.
Yeah.
So shall we go maybe inside?
Yeah. Secure us a place to sleep for the evening.
Sure.
Maybe try to see if we can actually find some workers for the Mr. Lord and the Lady
Jansen,
Jensen
Brightwood.
and Brightwood, for Lord and Lady Brightwood.
Okay, so stepping inside, you see a large bar, many seats across it. You see a group of tables kind of sporadically placed through, circular, some rectangular. You see a dark-skinned woman with a black hair cut very short. You can see her setting what appear to be clean glasses, clean mugs on the bar. You see a few people in here that are eating, a group in the corner talking, but it seems otherwise fairly empty at the moment. She doesn't notice you walking in either.
I would approach. Madam Barkeep, we are looking to secure some rooms for the evening.
How many rooms you want?
I believe we would need 5.
That should be doable. It's a gold per room per week.
Per week?
Per week?
That is an excellent deal.
I need paid up front though.
Of course. My compatriot Arvad here will gladly pay you 5 gold.
She kind of turns, hand open.
Thank you, Arvad.
Okay, so I give her 5 gold. I look at Brother Mori, but I want to see if there's like a guest log or something in the desk. Like something she keeps logs of people that check in the inn.
I have a log of people I've banned from coming in, but I'm not in the business of giving people's names out.
I asked her if she's seen a fireball real tall, about like this tall mushroom, like hippie looking, smelly looking.
I haven't seen one. Last I heard one was in town was when Hajor died about 5 decades ago.
Okay.
She sets the 5 keys in front of Brother Mori.
I'll take a key.
I want to ask her if there's one specific room with like a bigger bed. Like a more like a deluxe version room, or if there's like a really
I understand. So she kind of like pulls through the keys and grabs one and says, "This is the biggest bed," and she throws it to Goatheart. For the lady, of course. That's what you meant, right?
Thank you.
Yes. What's the next one? Like
The rest are the same.
Can you give us the keys in like tier of like most comfortable to least comfortable?
Well, she has a really nice one, and he has a really nice one, and these ones are okay.
Who has the nice one?
This gentleman here.
You mean Brother Murray here?
Is that his name? Yes. Yes, him.
Okay. I asked Brother Murray if he'd like to change the room with me this one time, since I paid for the rooms.
Sure. I will trade keys. I'm not concerned about the quality of the bed, as long as Sister Goatheart has ample room to actually sleep on a bed.
Well, that's why I asked for a big bed, so we can give it to her.
I understand.
Mm-hmm. And I turn to Goatheart and I wink. And
I smile back.
So I trade keys with Brother Mori.
Sure. Madam Barkeep, I'm sorry, I did not catch your name.
I'm Sky. It is nice to meet you, brother.
Mori. My name is Mori. It is a pleasure to meet you, Sky. I was told that if I wish to perform or make a performance for the townsfolk, that I needed to talk to Atriel. It is not something I would do here, like just to, make a performance in the tavern. I should speak with Atriel, correct?
If you're doing it outside the inn, then yeah.
How would be best to reach the mayor of this fine city?
Well, you can see her kind of lean to the window and look. He's either at home or he's in the mines. Or at the mines. So I would check his house first. Just go straight out past the statue and you'll see his house.
Oh, there's a statue. Who is the statue of?
Lived here a while ago, before my time. The statue of a woman named Miriam.
Well, I'm sure she was an amazing woman.
That's what they say.
I appreciate your services here, and I'm sure we will be back shortly to make use of all of the great beverages that you may disperse to our party.
Well, I sure hope so.
I trust you are a trained mixologist.
If you want to call it that, sure.
Do you know if I can find a gemologist in town?
Nope. I wouldn't know.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Gore's Fump, but people call me Gore's Fump. Do you got any apples?
Not this again.
Reaches back and grabs one and sets it on the counter. Is your friend, has he been hit too many times in the head?
Yes, he has.
Yes.
100%.
She reaches back and grabs another one and sets it. They're on the house, sweetie. Bless your soul.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. We promise he is no harm to anyone.
Last
Never been to this town before.
last person that went around asking for apples, he crushed some kid's hand.
Oh, he just likes fruit. He knows it's good for you and healthy.
It was the kid's fault, but still. Got a bad rap for that.
Well, Goris, I think it's time you head up to your room and make sure your things are all in order. And now thank the lady for the apples.
Looks at Brother Maury. I already did.
Sorry. I will go to my room and just kind of put my stuff down, make sure did I trade for some like really shit room or like
I
No,
do follow to my room too, and I check. I want to like peek and check that his room before I go to my room to compare.
Roll a stealth check.
$23.
Okay, so you get a peek at what Brother Maury's look like. Brother Maury, your room looks very nice. Has a nice bed, dresser, toilet. No,
they have working plumbing.
no, it's like it has a chair in the corner. But no, it's a nice room given the circumstances.
I also go to my room.
It looks exactly the same as Brother Maury's.
Is the bed comfortable?
It's not bad.
What does Arvid have planned for tonight? Like,
Checking the springiness of the bed.
yeah. I'm like, oh, jeez.
I like to sleep comfortably. So
I hope my room is actually quite a ways away with the amount of jumping on the bed he seems to be doing.
It's closer to the tavern side, yes.
so more noise.
Your room has a king size bed, very nice, nice pillows, just a very nice room. And the rest of your rooms look exactly the same.
And I will, like I said, I'm just really dropping my stuff off and heading back downstairs. I'll wait for everybody else, make sure they're aware of my intentions.
Okay. Who all is going with Brother Maury?
I quickly eat my apples and then spit out the pulp into the toilet.
Into the chamber pot?
Then I'll head downstairs and meet Brother Maury.
Yeah, I'll go leave my stuff, go down into the tavern as well.
Same.
Okay. Well, I think this is, before we head out into the town, I think this is a good spot to take a break. So we'll see everyone back here in about 20 minutes. We hope you guys are having a blast, and we'll see you all soon. Welcome back, everyone. I'm worried with the finger pointing. You're gonna marry Kate and Ashley us.
Putting a curse on you, Josh.
Bad rolls for Josh.
Exactly.
So when last we before the break, the party had made its way to Pudmit, dispensed of Mary Kate and Ashley Zombie, and had checked into the Iron Bar, meeting Sky, the bartender there. As we pick up, the party is meeting downstairs at the Iron Bar, and Brother Mori is about to head out into the city.
So, yeah, my plans are to speak with the mayor. I wish to attain.
Excuse me.
Spin all the apples.
Okay, so maybe you stay behind because my plan is to speak with the mayor. But selfishly, I plan to speak asking for a pulpit to speak upon. I know we are supposed to request, people to relocate to the Brightwoods estate or town. What did they rename it? Victoria?
Victoria. Like lady.
Yeah, Victoria. But I mean, I'm sure he's a person we could ask that to as well.
Okay.
Maybe he's seen Fargus.
I don't think Fargus has come through here. I feel like people would have noticed the first furbog they've seen in 50 years.
I mean, we only need the one person that has seen it. Maybe, I don't know.
I think
We can ask.
Stand out.
It wouldn't hurt.
You're right. It does not hurt.
When you have gone on your entertaining missions before, did you ever need any security?
No, I'm fairly adept at leaving any sort of situation, but to be completely honest with you, this is my first time. I'm currently still on my first mission. I have obviously preached in the town I have come from, but this will be the largest audience that I have sermonized for. Is that a word?
Okay.
What is the word I'm looking for?
I think it might be prosthetizing.
Prosthetizing? That doesn't sound right either.
Prostituting?
No, I don't.
Prostituting?
No, I don't think that I have performed a sermon for.
Is it proselytizing that you're thinking?
Proselytizing is the word.
There we go.
That's the one.
Glad we got there. Anyways, to the mayor's house to see if he is home.
I to the mayor's house.
Okay.
Are we all going? Because I'm thinking I'm just going to stay here and enjoy my meal.
No one will force you to go speak with the mayor.
Hey, I'm just going to stay behind. If you're not in need of any security, I'm going to take the night off.
Don't imagine any fights breaking out. We plan on being rather civil.
Okay.
To the mayor's house. Knock, knock, knock.
Okay. As you head out into the circle that is the road kind of circles around the statue, you see the statue is of a dwarven woman, large pickaxe, in one hand striking, the other hand still at her, reaching for the other one at her belt. Heading around behind it, you see a large, nice manor. Although plain, you can see an elven man, long blonde hair, braided together down his back. He's in a breastplate, and he has a very beautiful longsword on his hip. And he's talking to a dwarven man, red beard. He has a hammer, a large, like, smith's hammer on his belt, and you can see them standing there talking in front of his house.
I don't want to interrupt. Gladly just approach and wait for a appropriate time to speak.
And listen.
I do not tend to eavesdrop, but if others do.
Are you trying to listen as you approach M3?
I am
Always.
me too. I'm
Okay.
also trying to like stand close, but just waiting. We're waiting, but I try to listen too.
Well, as you approach, you're going to get a few seconds of a chance to listen before they abruptly stop their conversation when they see you walking in their direction. So roll a perception check, both of you.
Total of 10.
20.
As you approach, you can hear them talking about shipments that are getting ready to go out. Particularly a shipment of lumber that they're going to get ready to ship out. And then as you approach, Fulgrim, yes, Sir Mayor, you've got visitors, so I'll talk to you later tonight. And he kind of scurries off.
This was the dwarf, right?
Yes. Go ahead, Brother Maury.
My apologies, Mr. Mayor. I did not intend to interrupt your conversation.
No worries. We were finished anyway. What can I help you with?
Yes, I was told that you were the person to speak to if I wish to perform for your townsfolk.
He kind of rests his hand on his sword as he leans back a little bit in his stance. And what feats would you be performing?
It would be the feats of my voice. I'm not a prophesizer, but I am a speaker.
And on what topic would you be speaking?
I would be speaking on the topic of religion.
Well, we do have a temple to the gods.
I would be happy to speak in front of that temple if that would be suiting.
Which one of the gods do you speak for?
Oh, I speak for none. I speak for our own personal relationship with religion. I do not try to sway anyone towards any particular god, as they are free to make that choice of their own.
Well, I don't see any reason why you can't, so tomorrow afternoon, in front of the temple in Newtown.
I greatly appreciate. That's why I wish to go about the appropriate means and not just start spouting off from any street corner like a common urchin. Common urchin.
People tend to associate spouting at street corners with crazy, so
Exactly.
it is better that you do it this way.
It's great.
What brings you to Pudmit, might I ask?
Funny thing, we happened across a town that was abandoned almost completely, formerly of the name of Gold Bottle? Something?
Goldfields.
Goldfields, yes, Goldfields. It has since been renamed to Victoria.
After the Lady Brightwood, I would assume.
Yes, obviously. So that town has very much diminished in population. I believe it's down to about 5. I believe it's 5.
So who died?
The lady Anna? Sarah?
Anna.
The lady Anna has since passed on.
Poor thing.
Very much so. I believe they might be also, the Brightwoods may also be coming this way to offer some of your town folk another place to live, place to work. There is housing already built. There is a smithy. There is plenty of places to work.
Wonder, do you know if they took care of their problem?
Yes, that is why we are what you would call problem solvers. My compatriots and I. We took care of that problem for them. If you have any, it does not look like you have any problems. This entire city looks amazing. But if you do have any problems, we are happy to solve them for you.
Well, I can't take credit for this. This is he kind of waves his hand. This is the product of hard work.
Clearly, as the mayor, it's a product of at least some of your hard work.
I was titled mayor a long time ago.
And clearly hard work from this lovely woman that you have erected a statue of.
You can see him, he gives a little chuckle to himself. Her and I stood as adversaries, but not in a physical sense, for some time. You can see him he kind of gazes off and 1,000-yard stares for a second. It was only fitting that we erect a monument to her.
I assume so, if she helped contribute to the amazing prosperity that has bestowed this town, and I believe the Brightwoods are looking to maybe soften a little of that prosperity for the town of Victoria.
We've had some refugees come in recently. Perhaps they would be want to move and have a place of their own.
There's some excellent housing that just needs a little cleaning up.
Come see me after your speech tomorrow and we'll talk.
Oh, I do hope you attend. It will be a most rousing speech.
I hope I'm able to as well.
I don't know if my compatriots have any business, but I'm sure my bardic friend here will probably look to perform in your tavern. I assume that is to be dealt with Madam Sky in the tavern.
Sky or Connor.
Or Connor. I have yet to meet Brother Connor.
Your microphone's muted.
Sorry. I look at Brother Mori and I tell him I don't play music. But I do want to ask you a question. We're looking for our friend. But this stall, and I make it higher than his. This stall, fireball, full of mushrooms.
How long ago did you lose your friend?
This morning? No, last night?
No, it was a
Like
No,
a
it was
week
long.
ago.
A week ago.
A week ago. Sorry, I have trouble with time. I sleep a lot.
Well, Last time I've heard of a furball coming through here was Behijor, about 50 years ago, maybe 51.
Yeah, that's what it seems. Okay. Thank you.
Any other things that I can do for you?
Hi, my name's Gorse Fump. People call me Gorse Fump. I was wondering if you got any scrap metal. I like the shinies.
I'll see what I can do. Is he all right?
I'm gonna say no, but he's harmless.
Yeah, he got hit in the head on our travels like a few days ago.
And probably a few days before that, and a few days before that.
I got a metal plate, and he knocks his head. Clunk, clunk.
That's very peculiar.
He's definitely a peculiar one,
Yeah,
right?
he's definitely peculiar.
Doris Farm.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, that it's
I
if,
think that'll be all.
yeah, it's if there's things we can do for you. You have been so kind to us. Please do not hesitate to ask.
See me tomorrow after your speech, and we'll see if there's anything we can do to be mutually beneficial.
Be my pleasure to come speak with you again. Thank you for your time.
No problem. And you can see he kind of turns and opens the door and steps inside, and hear it click behind him as he shuts it.
Guys wanna... Oh, I know, Goris, you have been to this town before, but this is my first time. I might take just a quick stroll around just to get my bearings.
M3 looks around. Yes, is there anybody nearby? Because I really have a hard time talking that slow.
No, you're pretty much alone.
There's housing to the north and south of us. You can see the upper tenements as well. They're probably pretty nice, I guess, by your soft standards. And then to the west are the forges and the smithies. And then there's the lumberyard to the southwest here. A lot of farmland to the southeast, outside of the city walls.
The sections, right? Like, it's not like sectioned off like, hey, you've got to have or it is sectioned off like you got to have a gold pass to get in here.
It's sectioned off, but not like you need a pass.
Yeah, okay. Or like
between Old Town and New Town, it's like a cliff face almost. Like,
okay.
Like they built Old Town originally and kind of took up all the space they had, and then whenever they went to build below, they kind of they dug down and leveled it out to build another section. And then what would be they call it the forge, is the other side of the road, and that's its own section divided by the road, and they're all three walled off. Like, the New Town and Old Town kind of share a wall that right in between them, but the divide between New Town, Old Town, and the forge is that main road.
Gotcha. But yeah, it's not like a class system or anything.
No, it's just like we didn't have enough room up here, so we dug out a flat spot down here to build the next section. And
sorry, that's yeah. I just want to walk around, figure out like where things are, where I'm gonna be, where my pulpit is for tomorrow.
Yeah, so like straight south of where you are, there's a door that leads between Old Town and New Town, and right kind of at the bottom of those stairs is the temple.
Gotcha. Just generic temple.
I would go back to the inn
Okay.
Maybe get a drink, some food, and prepare for the night.
Okay.
I'm gonna head over towards the foraging areas and the smelters and see if there's any pieces of scrap metal that no one's using.
Okay. Are you maintaining your visage or?
Yes, I am. Has it been an hour yet?
Not quite. No, probably about half an hour. You guys are pretty
Then
quick.
See what I can do and find in the 15 minutes or so, and then head back to the Iron Bar.
Okay.
You can only keep this up for an hour.
Better than 1 minute.
Oh,
God
Until
damn.
midnight.
There's that raunchiness we promised.
yo, damn. It's fine. Minutes all I need. Anyway, just 1 hour. Like,
Better than 4 hours.
Tomorrow?
I'm just my brother Goris. What is your plan for the entire time we are here?
I wanted to inspect also what became of my auto hammer, and just out of mild curiosity, and then also in my spare time see what scrap metal I can find to upgrade my armaments.
Oh, I understand that, but if you can only look like this for an hour, there
I
are
can recast.
there are many hours in a day.
24 of them.
Maybe you want to find some other way to disguise yourself?
If you hadn't noticed, there are very few Warforged walking around.
I have noticed.
I'll probably stay in my room most of the time.
Oh, all right. Well, at least let me accompany you in case you get into trouble.
Understood. That is kind of you, I believe is the word.
It's definitely the word if it's referring to me. Alternatively, handsome. I'm just kidding. Let us go inspect your auto hammer.
Before, as you guys head over, Mr. Cavellian and Goatheart, what are you guys doing?
You're muted.
Mute.
Of course, I'm muted. I'm just hanging out in the tavern, enjoying an ale slowly and people watching.
Okay.
Sitting by a window.
I want to go to a general store and sell some of my maps of the area.
Okay. Goatheart, you notice that the people that are kind of in there right now are either kind of sitting and just drinking along. There's that small group that's kind of in the corner talking amongst themselves. You get the feeling that they're headed out to travel because they're discussing routes and things like that. Mr. Cavellian, as you get to the general store, how many maps are you trying to sell?
I've got 5.
And how much are you asking per map?
5 gold pieces each.
Okay. That would be fairly easy. And this is of the surrounding area, or is this the path to...
Well, it's both, really. It's surrounding area and also the path over to Victoria as well.
Okay.
So it's covering that whole area.
Okay. Yeah, you very easily get 5 gold apiece for those.
So if I see a group that's getting ready to head out and they're talking about routes, I'm going to strike up a conversation with them and ask them, are you heading in this direction and thinking, are they going towards Victoria?
No, we going back to Puzu.
Oh, what is it that you do there?
We trade between Pudmit and Uzu.
Okay. There is a town that might be looking at maybe developing some trade as well if you were interested in expanding beyond Pudmit, and I kind of give them the direction towards Victoria.
What do they have to trade?
I'm a simple soldier. I really don't know things about trade, but my friends might be back if you're sticking around. They might be able to tell you more. Or if you were wanting to, just go on the journey and talk to them yourself, I'm sure that they could make some arrangements for you.
How many day travel?
What was it? It's 7 days. I think that's what we did. And that was just on foot. If you have horses, it'll be much quicker.
You see one of them kind of drawing a line on the map that they have in front of them. Next time.
Okay.
They go back to talking amongst themselves, and they're speaking a language that you don't quite understand.
So I just go back to people watching.
Okay. M3 and Brother Mori. As you head across into the area known as the Forge, you can see on one side a set of tall, large smelters that are being tended to by groups of people, dwarves, men, elves, just shoveling coal and what looks like charcoal into the back. You can see people putting in raw ore in some and pulling out like crucibles of metal, large crucibles of metal, and pouring them into like bar casts. On your left, you can see large forges that are billowing, and people are forging things out, tools and some weapons, things like that. You can see tucked over by the wall some kind of large piece of machinery that has some sort of tarp draped over top of it.
I think that might be it.
Are we trying to get under this top?
Is the silhouettes familiar enough to me that I think it's the auto hammer?
Yeah, you could assume that it's the auto hammer.
Shouldn't be out here in the elements, but this is not the time nor place to retrieve it.
I mean, I think that's why they got the top. Prevents the elements from getting to it.
But it's not in use. It's such a waste.
I mean, it did remove a limb from a small child.
It's limited intelligence of this community.
I'm not trying to debate their intelligence. I understand their thought process.
Fair enough, but it is but a waste. Perhaps we can try to retrieve it on our return to put it to Victoria, if need be, if possible.
I'm sure if they just leaving it out here, they wouldn't have much problem with you taking it off their hands.
Perhaps, but investigate at some other point in time.
We would probably need to get one of those bigger carts and bigger horses, though.
Yes, horses are much more useful when they're ambulatory instead of in your stomachs.
Yes, I had intended to use those horses not for sustenance, but for transportation prior to their fencing.
They're quite defenseless, I agree. At any rate, perhaps we can look into a horse trader and see if we have enough resources to acquire a pair of draft horses.
I don't know. Those horses look mighty large.
My machine is large as well.
That's why I said we would need one. What I'm saying, or two. I don't know if we can afford a couple large horses and a larger cart and your machine.
Well, Josh, would the machine actually fit on the normal cart as is, or is it like that big?
Would it fit size-wise? Probably. Would the structure of the cart hold that much weight? Probably not.
Perhaps the cart, we can just reinforce it with some additional infrastructure. 2x4s, steel rebar, etc.
Perhaps the entire town will be so moved by my sermon tomorrow that they wish to just give us these things. A tithe, if you will.
Yes.
Don't sound so unenthusiastic.
I have difficulty with expressing emotions.
Oh, then let me help you. In this context, it would be yes! With excitement and exuberance. Say it from your diaphragm.
I do not possess a diaphragm.
Say it from whatever would be considered your diaphragm. Okay, don't do that. No.
With your 1990s modem.
Bong.
The dial-up internet. Oh.
You've got mail.
Jesus. People heard that and they're looking at you very crazily right now. Like, what is this noise he's making?
You are so strange, Goris. I don't know what goes on in your head now that you've been whacked on it so many times.
It might rain tomorrow. It might rain tomorrow, I think.
You see a dwarf like looking at him like, right, he must have been to rock pretty hard for that to... He changes voices and stuff too.
My brother, he has been hit on the head many a time by many a hard object that you just kind of humor him and it makes him happy and you go about your business. He's mostly harmless though. Just smile and nod. Give him an apple. He loves apples.
I like apples.
See?
The guy kind of shrugs. To each his own, I guess. Goes back to shoveling.
Wait, my dwarf friend. What drew us over here is what is under this top?
Oh, that was a beautiful piece of machinery. Hey, imagine a hammer you don't have to swing.
That sounds like very much a time, but more so a muscle saver.
Right, both. But it broke and nobody knows how to fix it.
Oh. Would the town be interested in having it fixed?
I know Fulgrim's tried it a few times, but he's doesn't have the time to really break it down and try to take care of it. But
perhaps I could reach out to this Fulgrim, and I have, not myself, this is not my personal forte, but I have some compatriots that are extremely good with smithing and this kind of technology.
Right. Well, if you get him to fix it, I'm sure Fulgrim would reward you handsomely.
Oh, I will reach out to Brother Fulgrim as soon as I can find him.
He kind of points. You see the dwarf that was talking earlier with Otriel. You can see him walking across the smelters, and that's him with the hammer right there.
Oh, does he look like busy, or could I go and approach him?
He looks like he's busy, but he has that like I'm always busy look.
I got it.
Like no matter what, he always has something to do, or he's asleep.
I will approach.
He turns around. Right, what can I do for you?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry I didn't stop you when you were over speaking with the mayor. I'm new to town. Some of my compatriots here. Your employee over here shoveling? I'm not sure.
They each do their own. I just oversee the...
Your dwarf compatriot here was explaining this marvel of technology that is under this top. It is beyond my grasp. This is not my field of expertise, but I travel with some compatriots that are extremely good with smithing and this kind of technology. Would they be allowed to take a look at it and attempt to fix it for you?
Yes, we've been trying to take it down and figure out how it works, but it's I don't have the time, and frankly, no one else here really can figure that out. It was made by a Warforged metal man, you see, and he no, it's his fault, but some little youngin stuck his hand in and it got crushed, and ended up not keeping it, and he probably should have been watching, but I say it's nobody's fault, but we put ropes up and made sure everybody stayed away, and it worked great until it broke down, and now we can't figure out how to make it work again.
Well, I don't want to trouble you. I appreciate you letting me have some access. I will head back to the tavern, talk to my compatriots, and maybe my friend will be able to fix this machinery for you. We'll just make sure we keep an eye out for any children.
Just put some ropes up so they know not to go in there. Throw a brick or something at them if they come too close.
Throw a brick at the children?
No, a big one.
Oh, okay. Small brick at the children. I will guarantee you, my friend, that we get this machine working for you, because that is what we will do for this town that has graced us with a place to stay for the next week.
He kind of sticks his hand up. Well, thank you in advance then.
No problem. And I thank you and all of your compatriots for coming to see me speak tomorrow afternoon in advance.
Okay.
I will head back with Goris. Come on now, Goris. Let's go get you some apples.
Okay.
Josh, would I find on the way to the bar like a pawn shop or of sorts?
Just on the way back to the bar, no. You would have to cross down into Newtown.
Okay, maybe tomorrow then.
What are you trying to... Oh, the gem?
No, well, yes, just to see how much it costs and the statues. But yeah, tomorrow if I have to cross, if it's not on the way, then I'll wait for tomorrow.
Okay. You guys all make your way back. Rendezvous at the inn. At the Iron Bar, I should say.
I get it. It's like a play on words. Because it's a bar, but you can have an iron bar. It's clever.
I head up to my room really quickly to refresh my hologram to
Before
maintain
he
my
changes.
force flump.
Wait, do you want to be someone different to go work on the machine?
No, why?
It'll
Excuse
be
me.
awesome if Gore's phone fixes the machine.
Excuse me, I'll go to my room to go tinkle now.
Okay.
Because the lights, they twinkle.
Your friend
back,
is a weird
gentlemen.
one.
There's been lots of really interesting people going by outside.
Well, we had a bit of interesting encounter. The mayor seems very hospitable. He is going to allow me to speak. They have mentioned they have some refugees that have recently come in that may be looking for lodging and work. So they could possibly head to Victoria and become the new townsfolk of Victoria.
Oh, he also said he wanted to speak to you after your performance tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I will speak to him after. There may be more. He may be so roused by my speech that he wishes to shower us with gold. I don't know, but why are you shaking your head no at that? Come on.
I didn't say it's not a no. That's just a. I can't wait to hear this speech.
That's a you shaking your head no, like already.
Okay. Yes. Is that better?
There you go. Yeah. Exactly. But we also were able to locate Brother Goris, his auto hammer that is apparently broken. I have him access to it. We have access to this hammer if he would like to go try to fix it. Although I don't know if they will trust Goris, the guy who has been hit over the head so many times that he talks slowly and has a metal plate in his head, to fix it.
Never say never.
People have some misconceptions and they tend to stereotype. I fear they might do that to Goris.
Imagine the surprise they would get
That is true.
when he fixes the machine.
I'm thinking that we should have him be someone else
Did you
to try to
ask
fix the machine.
for payment for this fix or something? Are we getting something?
No,
Yeah. Brother Morty, how much are we going to charge them to fix this machine?
Right.
I did not get the impression that Brother M3, this is M3's machine. I think he just wants to fix it and see it working. Maybe have the ability to use it.
So are we gonna steal it?
I wasn't planning on stealing anything or charging anything. I plan on freeing minds and welcoming the generosity of strangers.
I do think it's a great opportunity to make some gold if we're gonna fix it for them.
That is not something I discussed, as that is not usually the top of my mind.
Well, maybe we can talk to them tomorrow to renegotiate.
I mean, M3 could always, fix it, show it working, and then break it again and say, hey, if you want me to, fix this last bit so it works for you, that's going to cost you. I don't approve of that kind of tactic, but it is a tactic.
I mean, I think we should have just said, hey, we'll fix it for so many dollars.
What is $1?
Or gold. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree. Go hard.
Or
Think.
we could fix it out of the kindness of our hearts, and perhaps we will be rewarded in other ways.
We don't eat kindness.
Do I make it down from my room yet?
Yeah.
It's interesting. Wait, is there anybody else in the common room, including the barkeep?
Probably.
Well, I think that if I'm going to be doing work, I should get paid for it. Because if I don't get paid for work, then I can't make more stuff.
Or buy apples.
Apples grow on trees.
I'm just saying.
Yes, they do.
Gold don't.
You are a wise man, Goris. Wiser than us all. Perhaps if we fix this for them, they will give us a couple horses. Doesn't need to be gold.
I'm hungry.
No.
I could.
Not for
Oh,
You're always hungry.
I see. Okay.
But I thought you were going to sell your poems.
Well, tomorrow, while Brother Maury's doing his speech, I'm gonna try to sell some of my books to the people, and maybe pawn these gem and these statues that I found in our first place.
Yeah, why are you worried about having meat to eat if you've got gold statues to sell? They will provide you plenty of meat.
We'll see. We'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll see. When I pawn these statues.
I head over to the... Sorry,
go ahead. Maybe I'll buy us all a nice steak for dinner.
I'll pass on the steak, thank you.
I'll have his steak.
I head over to the bartender. Excuse me, do you have any jugs?
What are you gonna do?
Of course.
I like them big, like a gallon size.
Why not get 2?
Is your friend
pair.
speaking about me, or does he really want a bottle?
He really does indeed want a bottle, a jug. Yes.
You can see her kind of pick one up from like the bottom, the floor under the shelf, and sets it up there.
How much?
It's just for you. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'll be back shortly. And then he's gonna walk upstairs.
I'm going to follow him.
Is he going to pee in the jug?
I think so, yeah.
Yes, I'm sure he is. So I'm assuming, M3, you're going to your room?
Yes, I am.
So I wait until we are out of earshot or in his room, and before I start, M3, what are you going to do with that jug?
going to sell it. It is, after all, distilled alcohols.
Yeah, you have to be careful doing that. Where are you going to say that you got it?
From my room. I would not be lying.
And then, but where did it come from before it was in your room?
I fermented it myself.
And where did you do that?
In my own facilities.
I mean, you're not wrong. However, I don't think this is a wise decision. I have a feeling that you're going to get us into trouble if you try to sell your cider.
Why? It's completely palatable. I've gotten many soldier drunk off of it. Would you like to watch?
No. I just, for the record, I don't think this is a good idea. And on that note, I turn around and I leave.
And then I fit the bottle, open up the port beneath my belly button, and relieve myself of the cider.
Okay. You piss in the jug.
I tap the glass. Yes, nice and frothy.
Okay.
Gross. Just gross.
And now what?
I take it downstairs to sell to Sky.
Go ahead, make your proposal to Sky.
Hi, I made some cider. It's from my private collection. Would you be interested in sampling some to sell?
Just hold on one second. You went up with him. Can you come here for a second? Hey.
Yes, ma'am.
She kind of like puts her hand up beside her mouth, like she's trying to not let M3 see. Did that come from inside him?
Technically.
That's all I needed to hear. I think I'll pass, sweetie.
You sure? Could I get a cup, please?
Not here. You can't.
You haven't even sampled it.
How much
Good stuff.
are you looking to get for your jug of apple cider?
5 silvers.
Here you go, sweetie. He sets 5 silver and takes the jug and sets it on the floor.
He sets fire to him.
Thank you. Enjoy. It's a little bit on the hard side, so just be careful dishing it out.
I think we'll be okay.
Depending if I'm still in town, I may have some more in about a week or so.
Okay. She just kind of like takes the jug with her foot and slides it back.
Is the jug warm?
Slightly.
Yeah. Fermenting gets hot.
Cool. Who is gonna go order?
I'd like a jug of a bottle of piss, please.
I want to ask her if she thinks it's good. Like, did it taste good?
kind of has this look on her face like, did you not just see everything that happened?
No, I wasn't paying attention, so I wanted to know. Can you describe the flavor?
I haven't tasted it yet, nor do I think I will be.
I think you should taste it.
Why don't you have a sip?
I'll have a sip after you have a sip.
There's nothing in this for me, so
I think you'll like it. Maybe if you like it, you can sell it to the other people that are in here right now.
none of that makes any sense.
I think you should taste it. It'll be disrespectful not to do it to my friend here.
I paid him for it. It's mine.
remember-
I don't have to do anything with it. I can let it sit on the floor over here and cool down for a few days.
I think it's better when it's warm. That's what I've heard.
Is it?
Actually, I think
Has he
it's
been hit
better
too?
when it's cold.
I
He's been
really think
mostly
you should
dead all
taste
day.
it.
He's been mostly dead all day.
Okay.
You know what?
Let me try something. Hold on, go ahead, Brother Murray.
No, I will. If you have a way of cooling it down, I will sample the apple cider from my friend Goris to show that he means no ill will.
You don't have to do that, hun. I don't think he means any ill will. I don't think I'm gonna serve piss in the iron bar.
I do not believe it is piss. I think there is a misunderstanding of communication. I will sample if we can cool it down, maybe I don't think
Am I still there?
Yeah.
I don't think thaumaturgy cools, right?
I don't know.
Precipitation.
You could cool it down in a water bath.
Oh, yeah. Just I can freeze water.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can just put the jug in some water, I can freeze the water around it, and then
Okay. I mean, it's sweating, so you could freeze
Okay, I
that
can
anyway.
Freeze that. There you go. I'll freeze the condensation.
He's sweating.
She pops it out and sets two mugs up there.
Why
Pours 2 glasses and pushes one to you and one to Arved.
As she does, I do cast suggest, and I tell her, I suggest you take a glass for yourself as well.
What's the save for that? Better hope she saves.
Wisdom 15.
Oh, she does not save. She picks the glass up, takes a sip, spits it out, sets it down, and immediately yells, "Guards!" You see her run out from behind the bar. You can hear the door fly open as she is yelling and screaming for the guards to come. And given that I have to make a new map for you guys, that is what we're going to call it this week.
Come on, it was completely sanitary. It's not that bad. There's no urine in it. It's just cider.
It's already cold.
I was very clean about it. I didn't put in any other foods.
It wasn't M3.
It's psychological.
It's that he casts a spell on someone that is the same as assault.
So what?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I meant her
Yeah.
her spitting it out, I think. Was
No,
like,
her spitting it out was, "He's in my brain." That is a crime.
Well, how would she know though?
You
know.
did the verbal and somatic components.
I suggest.
You would have had to been like, I am casting suggest on you.
No.
Do this.
It's like the Dune, like the voice from Dune. You see, like, oh, I suggest.
yeah, and everybody
like,
knows you're doing it.
I can do the voice from Dune.
I thought I could as well.
I can subtly cast suggest. in which case she wouldn't know.
But so I thought suggestion was like that.
It has verbal and somatic.
Yeah, it's an apparent spell. We learned that the hard way before.
Mhm.
Right.
Oh, yes, it does.
You also have to have you pull out your spell focus or a material component.
Yeah, you have to.
So you're just like,
You would
Well,
have
it's
had to-
my book. It's
you
my
would
book.
pull out your book and like read a poem to her. Like, I am about to assault your brain. I promise it won't cause you pain, but you're gonna do some stuff you don't like. Now sip this jug of piss.
I think he was.
That doesn't rhyme.
The last
Most
lines
of my
his
poems
yeah,
don't
yeah.
rhyme.
The last lines of his poems haven't been rhyming either.
Yes.
I love
Got
that
it. Okay.
you paid attention that much to the detail, though, Mickey. That was awesome.
That's his poems.
Well, I think we can talk this through with the guards.
no, I don't think you can.
M3 did nothing wrong, for the record.
Oh my god.
Wait,
I'm so sorry.
before we quit, can I legit try the apple pea?
Yes, you can
Or
try the apple
cider?
the apple
He
fizz.
fermented it now, so it's cider.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
cider.
All right. Let me see what M3 is gonna roll for that.
Like she's running out, getting guards. Arvin's like freaking out. M3
I
is
am
just
freaking out.
Roll
gonna
a.
try.
What
Just
kind
gonna
of
try my-
check would that be? Piss check.
Well,
The
it would be based off of my construction of it.
Yes.
nature.
I would
So
say
it
a
might be medicine or
constitution.
nature.
Or
for me to make it.
constitution check.
Or
Well,
constitution.
yeah.
Hold on a second
How
here.
thick? How thick this pea is?
because it's true. Like it might not be pea, but he could have just made really bad cider. Like
Could
Yeah.
have made bad cider. That's true.
he could just not be
It's a-
good at
it's a
making
skill
So you
cider.
have alcohol.
mean-
Yeah, use sleight of hand and add your proficiency to it.
Wait, me or M3?
M3. That no, it wouldn't be sleight of hand. That would be alchemist supplies. That would be
Intelligence for me.
yeah. Roll an int check with your proficiency. If you
Okay.
Oh man.
Come on, go Apple P. Go Apple P.
I really want you to nat 20 this.
No.
10 plus 3, so that's a 13. Because I do not have proficiency in brewery, but my proficiency is my intelligence is plus 3, so 13.
Sounds like wood alcohol to me.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not good. Like, it's not. It doesn't taste like piss. It's like okay, apple cider.
Tastes more like Martinelli's than like Angry Orchard or something.
Yeah, it's
More apple juice than hard cider.
it's not bad. It's not good. It's like okay, apple cider. Now you can really taste the alcohol in it though. It's like almost like too much alcohol burns the back of your throat. Oh Jesus.
I think you fermented it a little too long.
I'll take that in mind. There was a lot of hard carrying with the cart.
One less day next time.
I'll take that under advisement.
So, thank you everyone for hanging out. I can't wait to see how this plays out next week.
Two things. One, it'll be cool to see the bar in Talespire.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
I had read that the suggestion, was a subtle stuff, non-violent ways to achieve things. I didn't thought it was gonna
Matt-
lead us to like.
We had this conversation last time. Any magic that affects another person is always taken as assault. Anytime you take away a person's free will, it's the same as stabbing them.
Wow. Okay.
So,
I see.
The sorcerer has a whole meta magic based on getting around that, in that you can subtly cast a spell. So like I could go hide on the other side of the room and
Right.
assault her brain, she would, know she got assaulted, but wouldn't
But don't
know
know
it's
who.
me.
Right.
You were standing in
You
front
were
of
like,
her.
bippity boppity, drink the piss.
I was like, I suggest you drink this piece that my friend made inside of his.
I'm just trying to understand how she jumped to the conclusion, the correct conclusion, that it came from within M3.
If I think about it, if I was like not real bright and I was like, I need a jug, and then I went upstairs and came right back down with a warm jug full of some kind of fluid, you're gonna be like, did you just piss in this jug?
Weren't very subtle about it.
That is true.
You weren't
That
like,
is
let
true.
me borrow
I'll
this for
accept
like a day or two and then bring it back in like a couple of days and be like, oh, by the way, I made some cider. You were like, I'll be right back. Let me bring down this warm jug of frothy, pea-colored liquid. Like, set it here.
I didn't think through that part. And neither would M3. I'm gonna go with that. I was role playing the character. That's what my character
it was great, especially because Brother Maury was about to have a sip of it. It only went to.
I was gonna cheers with you, Arva.
You might have had like a contract to sell your pee.
I wanted her to drink it.
We could have cheersed.
We could have cheers. I think we can still cheer. We'll get out of this.
We'll get out of it
through
You'll
diplomacy, and the written word.
You'll certainly try.
What would be the label for my hard cider? Fresh from the tap? I don't know.
Apple pea.
I mean,
Dickerson's.
Dickens cider.
Dickens cider. Dickens.
But thank you everyone for hanging out. Don't forget to check out Dice Tower Dungeons, DD Dice. Don't forget our
Warforged Tower.
Oh yeah,
Look at that.
Look at that thing.
looks like apple cider will come out the top of that.
Yeah.
oh yeah, we need to have a fountain that somehow of getting the apple cider to come out of there.
That looks so cool.
It does look amazing. Yeah, Dice Tower Dungeons, DD Dice. Don't forget, Mickey here is doing our Spelljammer campaign Tuesday night at times.
We be jamming.
8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific.
Yep, so come check that out if you haven't already.
Did we level up?
No, and you wouldn't have either. You were passed out in a bucket all last session.
No. For this, did we hit the ding?
Oh, this for inciting,
Not yet.
assaulting a barmaid.
It's not enough experience.
Oh.
So, check us out here next week, and we'll see you Sunday.